New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Urban Street Angels in San Diego. We provide temporary housing, employment, education referrals, employment opportunities, trade school programs, and other life services, and hope, most especially to homeless 18 to 24-year-olds. And I will tell you that last night, about 145 homeless youth.
You could do it.
Had a warm, safe place to sleep, a nutritious meal, and hope because of one of our programs. So
right now, what you never mentioned when I asked you about Urban Street Angels.
What's that?
You never mentioned the fact that what those kids get, what those young people get. I'm sorry, I'll be 75 in January and I can call them kids. What those kids get more than anything else the minute they walk in the door is love.
Unconditional love. Absolutely. Quite possibly for the first time in their lives. Yes. And really quickly, so these are young people who have aged out of foster care, turned 18 and had no place to go, or came out to their family as LGBTQ, whatever, and were kicked out of the house, or the home situation, there was physical abuse, drug abuse, some sort of abusive situation, and they just had no place to stay in, and they wound up either couch surfing at a friend's house or sleeping in a carport. So thankfully found Urban Street Angels and have come into our program.
And how does Urban Street Angels happen? And by the way, I just absolutely love that name. I just think that is the most wonderful name, because I believe in guardian angels, and I can see them. You know, I can see them with just floating around, these kids. But tell us how Urban Street Angels actually happened. How did it occur? How did it arise?
So 12 years ago, our founder was the senior minister at a Disciples of Christ church in the North Park area of San Diego. And one of their ministries was an outreach to the homeless in the Ocean Beach area of San Diego. And in that area, there were a lot of homeless, and the term is transition age youth, but 18 to 24-year-olds living and staying on the beach. And so Eric Lovett, who was our founder, he would take a group and go to Ocean Beach and hand out sack lunches and bottled water and so forth. And he was talking with a young man, and the young man said, "I appreciate the food, but what I really need is a place to sleep." So Eric opened his apartment to two youth who couch surfed at his apartment, and then began the process of creating this separate from the church, because we're not a religious or spiritual organization, but creating this 501c3 nonprofit organization. Right at this time that he was creating the organization, my church was looking for some organization to support. And so as divine timing, as luck, as coincidence, whatever you want to call it, would have it, I found Eric and the work that he was working on, and so reached out to him. We donated 1,000 pairs of socks for their efforts, and then Eric asked me to come on board as a founding board member. So thankfully, I've been around since the very beginning.
Okay, and who picked the name? That is such a cool name.
I don't remember.
See, you have to find that out.
I have to find that out. Where did we get that? Yes.
So tell us about one of your success stories, because you always have the best success stories.
So one of the things we're doing, and just in the last couple of years we've started doing, is inviting our youth to job training through a trade school. This is an amazing program funded in part by the San Diego Padres Foundation. Go Padres! So they have funded the first year for this, and so our youth are able to go to trade school to learn how to be an EMT, to learn how. So many of these programs, and we're talking this week at the conference about boundlessness. This is total boundlessness for our youth, because so many of them didn't dream that they would ever have the opportunity to do this, and now they can. So Ashton, a young man, I think he's 22, joined the Navy when he was, or joined the service, I'm not sure which branch, when he was 18, served his time, got out, was 22 when he got out, and had no place to go. And so he came into our program and is now an EMT in one of the cities in eastern San Diego County, has his own place, just is doing fantastically.
I love it. And the other thing that I love, and I think the last time you were with us, you told a story about, I don't remember the young person's name, but that sometimes you have young people who come into the program, go through the program, and then graduate and come back to be part of the program.
One of our employees, Lily, was aged out of foster care, was one of the youth in our program, graduated, got her own place, and is now a staff member. And she works on special projects, on events, on decorating for the holidays, those kinds of things.
That's like, well, what comes to my mind is that in addition to all of the other things you give these young people, you give them family.
Yes, absolutely. And that's
create a family.
That's a big part of it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so cool. So what do you see coming up now? What's the next best thing for Urban?
So let me tell you about this first. So downtown San Diego, and if you're ever in San Diego, I would love it if you'd reach out to me, Jerry@urbanstreetangels.org, and I invite you to come in and take a tour of the building. Maybe if there's a honeymoon coming up, just something to be aware of. But anyway, right now, so we have 70 youth in our facility in downtown San Diego and about 75 in East County. And right next door to the facility in downtown San Diego is a bistro and print shop called Timmy's Place. Now, Timmy's Place is this was a bistro that was vacant for a couple of years through COVID and all the rest of that. And we always looked at it and thought there's got to be possibility for this. And wouldn't it be great if we could create a business and a place for our youth to be able to work, so they go right out the front door and around and into work, because our youth are with us between 4 and 9 months depending on their needs. But while they're with us, they need to be working on the next chapter of their lives. So going to school, saving money, their education, whatever they choose to, but they need to be doing something. So at Timmy's Place, you can get the most amazing Mexican pizza. They do really good pizzas, pastas, salads, desserts, coffees. They do catering. So just, again, wonderful opportunities, totally employing our youth. So our youth are learning all of these things about waiting on customers, about making change, all of those things. And included in Timmy's Place is a print shop. And the print shop does silk-screened T-shirts, coffee mugs, tote bags. And so I was so pleased because Anson contracted with Timmy's Place to do the tote bags for our retreat this year and for the next few. So we were so grateful for that because we have a great story to tell.
Yeah. I love that.
And let me just say also, Anson, and one of the reasons I'm so proud of Anson is because we recognize that we're not here by ourselves. We're not in this life, not in this community, because we've been at Unity Village for several years, and we recognize that we're not here by ourselves. So we started a program every year of when we're at Unity Village, we are choosing a nonprofit in the Kansas City community to showcase and support. So 2 years ago, we supported Hillcrest Transitional Housing. Last year, it was the Sewing Labs. And this year, last night, actually, we had 2 representatives from Kansas City Gift, which is an amazing organization that provides grants, not loans, but grants to small Black and African American owned businesses in the Kansas City area. And then we did a special offering for them last night. So that's just
Gift,
so
by
cool.
the way, is generating income for tomorrow. And the really wonderful thing about that organization is that they don't just give grants. Every grant recipient gets a year of free bookkeeping, a year of free business mentoring, a year of free marketing. They get technical support and all. So this organization, this little tiny nonprofit, sets them up for success, and they succeed.
They do. Yes.
It's,
pretty
I'm
amazing.
proud of Andy too.
It's very, very cool. Yes.
So what's new? What's coming up on the horizon for
So-
Street Angels?
So what's coming up? So there are about 15, we estimate there are about 1,500, 1,500 homeless 18 to 24-year-olds in San Diego. We serve roughly 10% of those. So our ultimate goal, of course, is to put ourselves out of business with no homeless young people in this age group that need our services. But in the meantime, we are always looking to expand. So we have a waiting list of between 40 and 60 youth on any given day. So there's always the need for more beds. So in 2025, next year, oh my goodness, our intention is to expand into North San Diego County. And also, because our lease will be up in the facility where we are now in downtown, to find a larger property and move into that larger property, or else find another one to add more beds. So in the shelter business, it's referred to as beds. In my heart, it's referred to as young people who are given an opportunity to move into the next chapter of their lives.
So if somebody in our audience wanted to help that happen, how would they go about it? How would they contact you to make a donation or to contribute in some other way?
They could go to urbanstreetangels.org. That is our website that tells all about us and the opportunity to donate.
So that's URBANSTREETANGELS.org.
Correct. If you have, or you can reach out to me directly at Jerry, Jerry, at urbanstreetangels.org, and I can give you more information on a variety of things. You can also, if Timmy's Place, if this makes your tail wag, and you have a need coming up for t-shirts, coffee mugs, sweatshirts, tote bags, they can absolutely take your order and work with you and ship to wherever you are. Timmy's Place SD.org is the name of their website.
So that's going to be TIMMYSPLACE, S like Stan, D like Diego.org.
Correct.
Good.
And may I really quickly tell the story of
my
Timmy's
goodness,
Place?
yes.
Okay. So we find this place. We need the financial help for this place. So Rolf Benershka was a place kicker for the San Diego Chargers back 30 years ago plus, and back when the San Diego Chargers were in San Diego, and that's all I'll say about that. Rolf and his wife Mary, one of their sons is Timmy, and Timmy went through a period of homelessness and substance abuse. So the Rolf Benershka Legacy Fund funded much of our work and our creation of Timmy's Place, and so the business is named after their son, Timmy.
So you have some really altruistic sports people in San Diego.
Oh, they're amazing. They are absolutely amazing.
That's really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's so
I
cool.
like
Yeah, they don't just take their check and put it in the bank. They recognize that that's what we're here for, is to share.
Okay, so tell us, what's the biggest challenge that you're facing with Urban Street Angels right now?
Well, me personally, because it's all about me, obviously, is so one of the things I do, I work with mentors, donors, and volunteers. And we have amazing relationships with Intuit, the technology company. We'll give a shout out to them. TurboTax and Credit Karma and those businesses. With Sharp Mesa Vista Healthcare, and with several other businesses in San Diego. Also Focus, Friends of Children United Society in Coronado, who want to donate, especially in-kind things. And so rather than money, giving us stuff, for lack of a better word. And
Like
so
baby beds?
well, especially because when one of the youth graduates, we want them to go to their first apartment with what they need, furniture, but also household goods. So we give them a a laundry basket with pots and pans and silverware and utensils and sheets and towels and bedding and that sort of thing. And so we get these amazing donations from organizations and from individuals. So my challenge is I have no place to put it because we are 5 floors full and running over in this building in downtown San Diego. It's a really nice problem to have.
I was going to say, that sounds like a pretty cool problem.
It is a really good program, a really, really good problem to have, but that's my challenge. But also, again, just finding more opportunities to get more young people off the streets and into housing and employment.
Okay, well, there's these 5 questions I ask all my guests.
Oh, yes, right. Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, the first one is there anything that you want our viewers to know that I haven't asked you about? Yes, thank you.
So we talked about the affiliated New Thought Network, or AMSN. We are a welcoming and inclusive New Thought spiritual community. We are a membership organization, as I mentioned. And if this lights you up and you are interested in more information, go to the website and consider becoming a member. And if you join before the end of the year, and especially like around October 6th or 7th or 8th, you pay for 1 year's membership and it covers you for the rest of this year and next year. And we would love it if you would consider being a part of AMSN.
Very good. Okay. All right, here's the next one. How does, I love this particular one because I'm so crazy about street angels. How does what you do with urban street angels and how you do it, how does that contribute to, encourage, support, pick your own verb, conscious evolution?
If life is lived from the inside out, and we know that it is, as we recognize the truth of our being, that we are the beloved, that we are already whole, complete, and perfect, that we are boundless, we invite and encourage and challenge other people to do the same. That's what we're doing with these youth who might have been told they were wrong or bad or a burden or can't amount to anything. They're beginning to see that, oh, maybe I can do that. Maybe I am worthwhile. Maybe I am the beloved. And so we change hearts and minds one youth at a time.
Okay, next question is very similar, but not the same. How does what you do with urban street angels and how you do it, how does that enhance, support, unveil, pick your own verb, world peace?
One of the things, again, because life is lived from the inside out, one of the things that I get to do as a New Thought minister is give my kids, give our youth sometimes a little New Thought listen without them knowing it. Because, and I love Course in Miracles, so a lot of times I'll talk with one of our youth who are really upset about this or that or the other thing. I can talk about, is there some other way to look at this? And is there a way, my favorite line from Course in Miracles, I could see peace instead of this? How could you see peace? How could you be okay with this? How could you release this judgment? And that's how we bring this peace that's already available to us, is we just recognize that it's already there.
Oh, I like that. Okay, here's the next one. You can close your eyes for this one because you have to use your imagination. So we are going to presume that everything goes exactly the way you want it to go. Every detail, every event, every encounter, every relationship, every single thing goes exactly the way you want it to go. In 10 years, what is Jerry Troyer and Urban Street Angels like?
Oh, I remember this question from last time.
Yeah, but you're not the same person you were last time.
But it's my story, and it's sticking to me. 10 years from now, Urban Street Angels doesn't exist because there's no need. Because all of these angels know the truth of their being and they have a place.
I can take an order in that.
Absolutely.
Okay, last question. Will you come back?
Would be my honor.
Okay. The last Tuesday in September of 2025 is my first opening. Can I plug in?
Wow. Absolutely. I'll put it on the calendar.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
So that's it for today. Come back. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget that I love you. And come back next week.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Not a thing.
Sure.